अनंत शिव योगी महादेव आदे अनंत शिव
Namaste, Sitaram. A pleasant good morning. Welcome to another segment of Rudraaya. I am your host, Nisha Sharma, and Rudraaya is being brought to you with the kind compliments of Maha Rudradev Mandir. The mandir is located at 850 Tapscott Road, Unit 48 in Scarborough. Now, today is a very special segment of Rudraaya. We actually are celebrating 1 year since we have gone live on TV, showcasing our TV program, Rudraaya. So tomorrow, we celebrate our 1 year anniversary for Rudraaya via a Ganesh Visarjan boat cruise. So without further ado, we'll now join our spiritual leader, Pandit Ravi Sharma, for our religious message. Enjoy.
प्रेम से बोलो श्री गणपति महाराज की जय. Dear devotees, welcome to each and every one of you. To those of you tuning in via Rudraaya also on this morning, special blessing. It is always a pleasure itself that we can come together on a Saturday morning via Checks TV and join with you for this short period. We are in the auspicious period that we call our Shri Ganesh Utsava. In fact, it will be celebrated on the 16th of September here in Toronto. सुख करता दुख हरता मेरा गणपति बाबा मोरिया. सुख करता दुख हरता मेरा गणपति बाबा मोरिया. आवो प्रभु मेरे आवो मंगल मूर्ति आवो.
आओ प्रभु मेरी आओ मंगल मूर्ति आओ.
सुख करता दुख हरता मेरा गणपति बाबा मोरिया.
सुख करता दुख हरता मेरा गणपति बाबा मोरिया.
आवो प्रभु मेरे आवो मंगल मूर्ति आवो.
आओ प्रभु मेरी आओ मंगल मूर्ति आओ.
जय जयकार हुई जगन्नर. घर घर में है तेरा मंदिर. प्रेम की ज्योति जलाने वाले मेरे मन की ज्योति जलाओ.
प्रेम की ज्योति जलाने वाले मेरे मन की ज्योति जलाओ.
आओ प्रभु मेरे आवो मंगल मूर्ति आवो.
आओ प्रभु मेरी आओ मंगल मूर्ति आओ.
सुख करता दुख हरता मेरा गणपति बाबा मोरिया.
सुख करता दुख हरता मेरा गणपति बाबा मोरिया.
आओ प्रभु मेरे आवो मंगल मूर्ति आवो.
आओ प्रभु मेरी आओ मंगल मूर्ति आओ.
मंगल मूर्ति आवो मंगल मूर्ति आवो. So the entire world itself will be celebrating this auspicious event itself dedicated towards the lotus-like feet of Bhagwan Sri Ganeshji. If you look upon the holy altar itself also, we have the clay murti of Bhagwan Sri Ganeshji that we'll be worshipping especially on this day, and then we'll be submerging itself in the holy water. The festival itself is called as Shri Ganesh Jayanti. It is called Shri Ganesh Utsav. It is said that this festival itself has captured the hearts and it has captured the minds itself of all are large. In fact, even for myself personally, it has intrigued me on this divine manifestation of the Lord, Bhagwan Sri Ganesh Ji. From every adult to every child, I'm sure that you must have heard of the event on how Shri Ganesh Ji got this elephant head, although it may vary some of the Puranas. But suffice it to say, the most common that is given in the Shiv Mahapurana, Ganesh Puran, Mudgal Puran. It tells us on an occasion that Goddess Parvati was at home in Kailash Parvata. And so she was preparing herself for this bath. And so she didn't want to be disturbed. And so as she didn't want to be disturbed, प्रातः स्नान की भेलाती वो कोई नता पहरा देगा जो मूरत एक माटी की बनाई प्राण प्रतिष्ठा उसमें कराई बोली किसी को आने न देना जब तक ना आदेश सुनाए. And so she didn't want to be disturbed. And so Bhagavan Shiva himself was there in meditation, and so he had left Nandi, his celestial vehicle, to guard Goddess Parvati. And so Goddess Parvati did not want to be disturbed, and so she summoned Nandi and told Nandi to guard this doorway, become the Dwarpala, and no one should enter. And Nandi faithfully did as he was told. No one was allowed to enter, intending to carry out the wishes. But there is said that Bhagavan Shiva himself, he also came. And when he came, Nandi being most loyal herself to Bhagavan Shiva, it is said he allowed Bhagavan Shiva. And so it is said that Parvati Devi herself, she was not angry in the sense, but in the fact itself that Nandi was more loyal towards Bhagavan Shiva. And whom did she have? Herself itself to be most loyal. And so, it is said, the occasion itself came again. This time she did not summon Nandi, but from her body itself, it is said that she took some turmeric, some saffron, and it said that she fashioned a most beautiful child. शीश उतारा उस बालक का व्याकुल हालता पार्वती का. The most handsome child she fashioned. It is said that children themselves are called as replicas of parents. And so they will carry the same features. They may look a little different. A child may look like the mother when they are small. A child may grow and may change and start looking at the father. Many a times we haven't seen an individual for quite a while. And so when we look at an individual, we say, you look just as your father. You look just as your mother itself. We see the imprint within them. So understand that we all carry these genes. And so she wanted to take this bath. And so it is said that the next time that Parvati Devi wished to bathe, she posted Sri Ganapati Maharaj to go and guard upon this doorway. And in due course, Bhagavan Shiva himself came, only to find this little boy telling him that you will not be able to enter because my mother has given her words, and I am here to fulfill the words of my mother. I cannot allow you to enter. And so it is said that furious, Bhagavan Shiva is saying that I am the Lord of this castle. I am the Lord. I am the sovereign Lord. And you are denying me entry into my own home. And so it is said that such was the power itself that Ganesh Maharaj himself he possessed. That being no surprise, he is called as the son of Devi Ma, Amba Jagadamba. And so he was no ordinary individual. He was no ordinary boy. And so it is said that the most peaceful Bhagwan Shiva summoned his ganas. He summoned his entourage to go and put this boy aside. He's a little child, and what does a little child know? And so a battle ensued, and this Ganesh himself was most victorious over the attendants of Lord Shiva. And so Lord Shiva himself realized that this was no ordinary child. And so in a divine fury, he is called as Deva, Adi Mahadeva. It is said that he took up his Trishula, Dhari. He came and he took up his Trishula himself and off. He severed the head of Lord Ganeshji. Of course, when the mother realized this, she became enraged that such an atrocious act has been committed. And so it is said that she began to perform the special dance. This is how Bhagavan Shiva is called as a Tandava dancer. He performs the dance itself of that he creates and reabsorbs in the end. So too Shakti herself does the same. And so Brahma himself, when she begins to dance, the world itself began to fall into turmoil. And Brahma himself comes and he says that, Divine Mother, that let us reconsider, because here many innocent individuals, they will suffer also. It is not their fault. What makes it the fault of another for the crime of another? Why should everyone itself have to pay? Sometimes you find this in society. But it is said that how? Let us all go and let us all come to a conclusion. And so he spoke to Bhagwan Shiva, and Bhagwan Shiva himself indicated that with this Trishul would go and we will restore life itself back towards this child, if this will make Divine Mother Parvati most happy. And so Parampita Brahma himself went with this Trishul, and this is indicated that the first individual itself that was asleep was a newborn elephant, that his head itself was faced towards Kailash in prayer. And so off goes this elephant head, and so it is implanted upon Sri Ganeshji. Life itself was breathed, prana pratishta usamikrayi, meaning that life was bestowed back onto the head. Now, one itself may say, as I just take about 2 minutes, one will say that, oh, this is indeed a most beautiful story. It is nice to listen to. It brings back so much memory itself as a child. But tell me, any young child who's in high school or in junior high or in college or in university or any professor itself, they will say, wow, what a story itself. That surely, do you actually believe something like that happened? When in today's society, many want proof, or many want some kind of scientific proof itself that this existed. Our scriptures itself is written in different levels. The Adhyatmic level, or the philosophical meaning itself implies that, you know what? These are stories, but the sages and saints, they are brought forth, and they have explained it in such a manner that even the smallest child to the most adult child will be able to understand. Parvati Devi is called as Parashakti. She's called as Supreme Energy. And so it is said that Sri Ganeshji, his energy starts from the base of the spine. Our scriptures teach us about 8 different chakras, centers of spiritual consciousness. Sri Ganeshji is called as a divine guardian itself. That's why in meditation we are told that we should not slump, but we should sit in an erect position. And so we should channel this energy starting from the base of the spine. It's called as Muladhara, going up to Sahasrara, which is at the tip of the head. So when if we learn a little yoga, we would understand that our scriptures goes deep, deep, deep into it. It is said that first, if we come and purify ourselves in such manner, then we would understand this principle. Nandi himself is like the devotee. And so he is most devoted towards the Lord. But devotees, in this case, Bhagavan Sri Ganesh, now sometimes it is said that the devotee itself is unable to recognize as the superior one or the Supreme Lord. And so even though in our prayer itself, we will prevent one and say, no, have you prepared yourself to come and worship? Well, how do we know if a person has prepared themselves or has not prepared themselves? I can be physically clean. Doesn't mean my mind itself may be mentally clean. So it's a process, physically, but mentally, spiritually, we all have to be in this frame itself of mind. Devotees, there's more deeper philosophy itself that can go in. Of course, because of limited time on our our Saturday morning program, we become limited in how to explain. But that's why we always invite you to always to come and join in with us on a Sunday morning service, and we continue to unravel some of these subtle truths. To those of you who are there listening via Rudraaya, Bhagwan blessing. One day we hope to see you all and that you will continue to join with us. And for those of you who are here this morning, Bhagwan blessing. We know that the Lord's blessing itself is always with you. Jai 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 Ganapati Deva, Jai 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 Ganapati Deva,
Jai 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 Ganapati Deva,
Gajanana Hai Gajanana,
Gajanana Hai Gajanana,
Gajanana Hai Gajanana,
Gajanana Hai Gajanana,
Gajanana Hai Ganapati Deva,
Gajanana Hai Ganapati Deva,
Gajanana Hai Ganapati Deva,
Gajanana Hai Ganapati Deva,
Mata Parvati Pita Mahadeva,
Mata Parvati Pita Mahadeva,
Mata Parvati Pita Mahadeva,
Mata Parvati Pita Mahadeva,
Gajanana Hai Ganapati Deva,
Gajanana Hai Ganapati Deva,
Gajanana Hai Ganapati Deva,
Gajanana Hai Ganapati Deva,
Ganapati Deva,
Ganapati Deva.
Ganapati Deva. Bolo Shri Ganapati Maharaj ki Jai.
Durham is where you will find experienced doctors and therapists serving the Durham region for over 10 years. Our friendly and highly trained treatment team diagnose and treat a wide variety of injuries and pain. We will manage your care with your family doctor and specialists and bill directly to your insurance company. We are conveniently located at 1031 Brock Road in Pickering. Flexible appointment hours are available. Please call us at 905-428-1266 to book an appointment. Are you looking for that special piece of jewelry? Come check out Omesh Jewelry. With its newly owned location, Omesh is now able to offer better prices with excellent personal service. Coming from a generation of jewelers known for their exceptional skills, Omesh offers an array of one-of-a-kind jewelry, including religious pendants. With a new location, Omesh has invested in state-of-the-art laser equipment and CNC machines, so your jewelry will be manufactured on-site. Visit Omesh and his crew now at 6440 Finch Avenue in Toronto. Welcome to our health segment. I have with me here our spiritual leader, Pandit Ravi Sharma, and our own Dr. Sachin Ramkisoon. And today our health segment is going to take the form of an interview, and we will be discussing the topic of fasting. So we will be discussing the effects of fasting, both the spiritual effects of fasting and the health benefits of fasting. So my first question will be to Pandit Ravi. What is the significance of fasting in Hinduism?
Shri Sita Ramachandra ki Jai. So first in itself implies a broad aspect in Hinduism, or what we call as Sanatana Dharam. So in fast in itself, it simply does not imply that abstaining itself from food, but fast in itself implies also keeping our thoughts, keeping our mind itself centered towards the Lord, attaining or partaking of what we call as spiritual food. Our scriptures goes in great depth of the greatness and the effects of fasting.
Can you please briefly tell us what happens in the body when you fast?
So this is a great question. When you actually go through a period of fasting, the body has to get its nutrients and its energy from a different source. What happens at about 8 hours after your last meal is that your body switches to the liver and the muscles for energy. It's in the liver and the muscles where we actually have a storage of energy in the form of glycogen. And that glycogen is used to maintain the blood sugar levels so that you actually don't become hypoglycemic. This is why healthy individuals can actually fast for long periods of time and maintain a certain level of blood sugar as opposed to dropping to dangerously low levels.
Okay, so are there any studies that look into the health benefits of fasting? And what have they shown? Can you share that with us?
Sure. So fasting is a very common theme that you see across many different cultures, many different religions around the world. And because of that, we actually have a lot of research that's published in very well-reputed journals, nutrition and medicine journals. And these actually show some very interesting health effects. When you look at these studies, what they actually do show is that fasting has been shown to reduce both blood pressure and cholesterol levels. And as we know, this actually is key to controlling your cardiovascular risk. One of the most significant findings is that intermittent periods of fasting is also associated with reducing your overall blood sugar levels, and that decreases the risk of type 2 diabetes. The way that it does this, it actually helps the body's own insulin work more efficiently, and that is especially important in people who are actually at risk of developing type 2 diabetes. The studies also show that the other health benefits include boosting the immune system, and that increases the ability to actually fight off infection. And it also it reduces the oxidative stress in the body. And oxidative stress has been associated with development of cancer and the aging process.
Okay, great. So now that we've heard of the health benefits of fasting, would like to ask Pandit Sharma about the spiritual and mental benefits of fasting.
So after listening to these medical findings by Dr. Sachin Ramkisoon, all our scriptures themselves indicate that to attain this spiritual sphere or to elevate oneself spiritually, that one has to perform what we call as vrata. There's no special word itself that indicates what we call as fasting itself, but it's compounded within what we call as vrata. Vrata itself means performance, what we call as abstinence. And so we are told that to prepare ourselves for any event, we'll make sure that we're prepared. To prepare ourselves to meet with the dear Lord, that we should also be in special frame of mind, where the body itself is not craving anything materially, where the mind itself is only craving what we call the attain darshan, or to have vision of the dear Lord. It is indicated by this performance of this varata, a performance of this what we call as fasting. It not only brings us closer to self, that our concentration becomes closer itself towards the Lord. We've been told that certain types of food that we will abstain from in order to channel our mind, to channel our thoughts towards the dear Lord. Suffice it to say, it is only with this vrata, only with this abstinence, it brings us closer towards the Lord.
Now, Dr. Sachin Ramkisoon, I know that there's a saying that an apple a day keeps the doctor away. So, what are your views on consuming these types of foods, such as fruits and milk? What are the health benefits of this?
This is very interesting because when you actually do look at the Canada Food Guide, the largest portion of foods that should be consumed and is recommended to be consumed is the sattvic type foods. That includes the fresh fruits, the vegetables, whole grains, milk, and so on. And it's already been well established that in the medical literature that these are the type of foods that are going to lead to reduced cholesterol levels, lower blood pressure, and provide more of a balanced release of sugar after consumption. And that's, of course, very important in diabetics or those at risk for heart disease.
And Dr. Ramkisoon, can you tell us if there's any type of psychological benefits to consuming these types of food?
Yeah, absolutely. So fasting not only has a positive effect on the physical body, but it also has a significant psychological effect as well. When the body goes through a period of abstinence, a period of fasting, you actually increase the levels of naturally occurring endorphins. And these are the hormones that are released in the brain that increase your mood and make you feel good. These are the naturally occurring feel-good hormones. As a result, fasting can have a very positive effect on your psychological well-being and your mood.
So there you have it, folks. We have fasting. You know, our spiritual leader has given us the spiritual benefits of fasting, and our own Dr. Sachin Ramkisoon has told us how important fasting is for health. So thank you both for joining us this morning on Rudraaya, and we thank you for tuning in today with our health segment. We'll now join our sponsors for some messages. Is where you will find experienced doctors and therapists serving the Durham region for over 10 years. Our friendly and highly trained treatment team diagnose and treat a wide variety of injuries and pain. We will manage your care with your family doctor and specialists and bill directly to your insurance company. We are conveniently located at 1031 Brock Road in Pickering. Flexible appointment hours are available. Please call us at 905-428-1266 to book an appointment. Are you looking for that special piece of jewelry? Come check out Omesh Jewelry. With its newly owned location, Omesh is now able to offer better prices with excellent personal service. Coming from a generation of jewelers known for their exceptional skills, Omesh offers an array of one-of-a-kind jewelry, including religious pendants. With a new location, Omesh has invested in state-of-the-art laser equipment and CNC machines, so your jewelry will be manufactured on-site. Visit Omesh and his crew now at 6440 Finch Avenue in Toronto. My dear viewers, we've come to the end of another segment of Rudraaya. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed today's episode as we celebrate our one-year anniversary for Rudraaya. Next week, we will be showing you clips of our Ganesh Visarjan boat cruise that is going to take place tomorrow. So please join us next week for clips from our boat cruise where we celebrated Ganesh Visarjan and Rudraaya. We'd like to thank our kind sponsors at Maharujadev Mandir, as well as our executive producer, Gary Khan, for making Rudraaya possible. Dear viewers, as we celebrated Ganesh Visarjan, Ganesh Jayanti this week, and we're celebrating Ganesh Visarjan tomorrow, you know, when we immerse the Murti into the lake, what we are doing is we are asking Ganeshji to take away all our troubles and worries. And, you know, what he's telling us is that when one door of happiness closes, another door opens. So we must not look at the closed door for too long, because we would not see the other door that is opened. Until we meet again next week, have a blessed week. Namaste.
जय गणपति जय जय शिव नंदन, जय जय जन जन कलुष निकंदन, जय लंबोदर विघ्न विनाशन, जयति सुमुख विज्ञान विकासन, जय जय कपिल जयति एक दंता, जपत जाहि नित सब सुर संता, जय जय भाल चंद्र अति पावन, जय गज कर्ण सकल मन भावन, जयति विकट जय